is a great match rodeo, and we have got a great rodeo on tap for you.
Or true cowgirl, or even just love the country way of life, this is where it's at. A rodeo on a beautiful night like tonight.
You know, this is the grassroots. It's a Kleinschmidt second annual MRCA sanctioned rodeo. And this is where everybody wants to get to the NFR, but this is where the cowboys start and trying to get there. This is pretty exciting.
That's right, and we all just want to keep training our horses and getting better as equestrians.
You know, and that's what's great about Better Horses. Nothing but trainers and clinicians showing us what we can do with horses. Hello everyone, my name's Ed Adams.
And I'm Susie Arbo.
And welcome to Better Horses.
This week we get to welcome back Kerry Kuhn. He's an all-around horseman, offering unique approach on training horses and building rider horsemanship skills.
Phil Haugen returns to Better Horses and starts with a simple, common-sense approach of training horses that emphasizes building trust and the understanding between a horse and rider. This week, we highlight someone who truly believes in the Western way of life. Not only committed to raising a family and hosting rodeos, we talk to Sarah Montgomery, owner of Missouri-based Kleinschmidt's Western store, about her business and the passion she has for gearing up today's cowgirls and cowboys. You know, Ed, that old saying, this ain't my first rodeo?
This is not our first rodeo. As a matter of fact, we're going to spend the next 30 minutes learning all about horses, and it's the only horse show on your local broadcast television station.
And also airing on RFD TV and the Cowboy Channel.
We'll be right back.
We're here for the hardworking, the resilient. We're for the people who measure their days by what needs to get done, not by hours. Where kids learn responsibility at a young age and generations work side by side. Where work doesn't pause for holidays or bad weather. It just gets harder. Where value and hard work means more than the clothes you wear. We're Kleinschmidt's Western Store, Higginsville, Missouri.
It's great to have you here with us again this morning. Thanks for letting us be a part of Better Horses TV. So obviously Colt and Miss Purine are out here with us, but they're just going to watch this time. I'm riding this little mare that belongs to Lucas Performance Horses. This mare's really green, but this mare rides around like a lot of people's horses ride around that are just trail riding up and down the trail. Young horses, older horses, to me, they're horses that don't have that much steering. So what I'm going to use this green mare for this morning is to just kind of show you how I'm going to get this mare started into a turn, how I'm going to use my direct rein, how I'm going to use my indirect rein to help, and just kind of show the beginning stages. This is me on this green horse, or this is me crawling on somebody's 14-year-old trail horse. They just been riding down the trail, but really isn't that broke or doesn't have much steering. This mare she'll follow a direct rein pretty well, obviously. I mean, I can tip her nose wherever I need it to be. So as far as just being able to follow her nose, she's pretty good at that. But I'm starting to try to get this mare to step with her front end. And as green as she is, this mare will really show where a lot of people are going to be working from. So to start with, obviously I've just got my direct rein here, but here's what I'm going to do with my outside rein. I really like my horses to be able to roll up in the bridle like that. So I'm going to think of it right here as almost a counter bend. So I'm just going to go back and forth, and as I come to the camera, I'm going to pick up my outside rein and counter bend this mare's shoulder into that turn. So I'll tip her nose slightly to the outside. So I'm stepping left. I'm going to bring the shoulder left right here as I come into the camera. I'm going to bring the shoulder left, and I'm going to pick that nose up, and just step that shoulder across like that. I'm pushing with my outside leg. My leg is right behind my front cinch, position 1. But when I say I'm pushing, I'm not just putting it against her side and holding it. I'm putting it in position 1 and I've got some rhythm. My foot's doing what my hand's doing right there. I don't want to give that horse something to lean on, so I use rhythm more than anything. So here I'm going to pick up my outside rein and I'm going to step that shoulder over there a step or two. And I'll just keep flowing around here back and forth till I've got that pretty decent. Come around here one more time. Pick up my outside rein, draw it across her neck. It tips the nose slightly to the outside. As I'm drawing across the neck, she's supposed to step to my hand. My outside leg is pushing the shoulder left. This is me just getting one step, trying to build a little more steering in the front end. Okay, that's me using the counter bend. I'm going to start with that. That counter bend is going to let me be able to ask for a little bit of vertical as well. And once I have that established pretty good, then I can start moving into this. It's pretty much the same thing, only I'm not going to use the counter bend. I'm not going to tip that mare's nose to the outside this time. As I come around here, I will use my outside rein, but I'm going to keep the nose here to the left. And I'm going to pick that rein up, draw it against her neck a little bit. I'm going to take the slack out of it. I'm going to pull on it maybe enough to get a little bit of vertical. And again, my outside leg is doing the same thing it was before in that counter bend. So I'm coming into the camera. I'm going to leave her nose there. Now where my counter bend, I'll stop right here, where my counter bend here, tipping the nose there, my primary rein was this one. Now instead of tipping the nose to the outside, when I bring this mare to the left and I'm keeping the nose over here, you'll see my left hand go out wider. Okay, so this time I'm going to hold it all the way around in a circle. It's not going to be a real tight step here, and she's still walking forward. Okay, I'm just trying to teach her how to find that step. Okay, I like the forward motion because it keeps that outside hind crossing in front of that that outside front crossing in front of the inside front. And here I'll go a full circle again. My right hand's going to get a little bit wider. So this hand's kind of coming up to here. I'm not really crossing it over the plane of her neck a whole lot just yet. I'm picking up on it just enough to get me a little bit of vertical and maybe to slow a little bit of the forward so I can get her thinking about crossing her front feet just a little bit more. I don't want to pull on it so much that I lose all my forward, but I am going to draw on it enough that I continue to get a little bit of vertical. And I'm just going to play around with this. I'm going to liven her up just a little bit. Hold that. There we go. Just little by little. Her legs are kind of spread out, meaning her front feet are way out in front of her. And over time, I'll back them up a little bit and get her front feet and her back feet closer together. But for now, I'm just trying to get her to step to my hands and build a little bit more steering in the front. She's green, but again, she signifies the majority of them trail horses out there that people are riding down the trail and they don't think they need to have them that broke, or they're not that broke and they don't have the steering they should have. We got to build the refined steering that we want in stages. This is beginning level stage right here on this little mare, but I hope this is something that your viewers can take and start to play around with and turn it into more of a refined turn, but giving these horses a chance to start ground zero to where it's not hard for them, where they can get consistent with that step you're trying to build. thank you so much for being here again this morning. Thank you for letting us be a part of Better Horses TV. And again, if your viewers would like more information about what we do, our horses for sale, our training, our clinics, our lessons, they can go to kerrykuhn.com.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after these messages.
When you're a barrel racer, there are so many things that can bother a horse. Just eliminating the back issues is a huge advantage. I feel like using a CSI saddle pad has given me an advantage over other girls because I know that my horse is feeling good, that saddle's not bothering him. If you're looking for a new saddle pad, invest in a CSI. It's worth the investment.
No matter what discipline of riding you do, training, showing, and everyday stress is hard on your horse's legs. Decra Veterinary Products is a leading lameness company that brought you Osphos. Osphos is a clodronate injection, an intramuscular bisphosphonate to help control the clinical signs of navicular syndrome in horses 4 years and older. Ask your veterinarian if Osphos is right for your horse. Decra Veterinary Products is a proud sponsor of The American.
So I went to several different dealerships. I started at Heritage Tractor, and I didn't want to buy a piece of equipment that can only do one job. I wanted versatility to be able to fit in a small space, but also still do big jobs. And so I went with the 2 Series John Deere. I got a 2038R, and I can switch in seconds between any attachment, and I haven't seen anyone else who offers that kind of speed and adaptability. There's not really a day that goes by that I don't start that tractor up.
Hey everybody, this is Phil Haugen. Thanks for joining us today for this week's training tip. Today I'm going to start a series on feel, timing, and balance. And in the training business or in the performance horse world, I think those are 3 things that a lot of times we either overlook or take them for granted. I know there was a time in my training career where I just felt like if I was up on that horse riding around, that was good enough. Well, the longer I've hung around in this business and the more horses that I've trained, the more I've figured out how important feel, timing, and balance is while we're up here. Because you got to think about it this way. You know, a horse can feel a fly land on its back, and you'll see a fly land on its back, and the hide on that horse's body will just quiver. Well, that tells me that while I'm up here, whatever I'm doing, that's a signal that my horse is going to respond off of. Okay? So it's just like feel. The best way I can explain feel is with speed, you have to have a signal before the signal. Because you think about it, if you're my horse and I drop my hand and we're moving at a high rate of speed or at even a moderate rate of speed, and then I go to ask for a response, well, the way our brains work and the way our bodies work, okay, I know what I'm going to ask for. And so then all of a sudden I ask and it's really abrupt. It's really a sharp ask, okay? What happens is if that horse has no idea that that's coming, they go into self-preservation mode or defense mode, and a lot of times that is opening their mouth, stiffening their body. Like I had a horse in last week, an older horse, that every time he'd pick up the bridle rein, instead of softening that rib cage, he'd push his rib cage over. And the reason he did that was when he doesn't have a signal before the signal, he braces against that because horses don't like to be pulled off balance. So feel is the signal before the signal. One way to explain that is if I lined you up at one end of the arena and I told you, when I say go, I want you to run as fast as you can run. And then when I say stop, you stop. And when I say turn, you turn. well, I can, and you understand English. Horses don't understand English. So when I say go, you start off running down the arena. And when I say stop, you go to stop. Well, when you go to stop or turn, when I say stop or turn, you're not going to be able to instantly stop or turn. Now, if I use the same example and I put you down here at this end of the arena and I tell you to run to that end as fast as you can run, and when I say okay, stop, or okay, turn, you stop or turn. Well, you're running down the arena and I say, okay, stop, or okay, turn. Well, the okay is the same as feel. It's the signal before the signal, okay? So just think about this with Reba. This is the little horse I'm riding today. She's a little horse I've been heeling on and roping calves on. If when I go to stop or turn Reba, if I sit down, then pick up my bridle reins, when I sit down, that's feel, okay? Feel is real easy to create in a rope horse because in the roping, okay, we're riding, and then when we rope, we have this movement right here where we sit. Horses really start to respond off of that. That's feel. But like, say, an event like the barrel racing, where we're going at a high rate of speed and just out of nowhere you grab that bridle rein and ask for a response, if they don't know that's coming, you're not going to get that soft, subtle response that you're looking for. You're going to get the response, or a reactive response, where that horse gets stiff, their head elevates, they maybe get rigid in their rib cage because they don't like being pulled off balance. That's what happens when you ask for a response but have no feel. Feel is so important in any event, any discipline where you have speed involved. But at the same time, if I'm just out on the trail and I'm riding my horse, you know, and I want them to move, get ready to stop or turn or move one direction or the other, I want that horse responding off what my body does up here, because what my body does is what sends the signal before the signal, okay? So be thinking about that when you're working your horse, and when you ask for a response from your horse, I always be thinking, okay, what was the signal before the signal that I sent to that horse? What was the feel, that you know, slight hesitation in there before we ask with our bridle reins, what signal did we send to help them get ready? So that's our training tip for today. Think about that when you're working with your horse, developing great feel, okay? And the way you develop great feel is ride them. Spend time in the saddle. Be consistent, okay? I want to thank Better Horses TV for having us on this week. I want to thank the Cowboy Channel for having us on this week. You can follow us at philhaugenhorsemanship.com on our website, on Facebook or Instagram. Have a great week of training. God bless. And today and every day, be your best.
Hey, cowboys and cowgirls. Don't go anywhere. We have more Better Horses coming your way.
We're here for the hardworking, the resilient. We're for the people who measure their days by what needs to get done, not by hours. Where kids learn responsibility at a young age and generations work side by side. Where work doesn't pause for holidays or bad weather. It just gets harder. Where value and hard work means more than the clothes you wear. We're Kleinschmidt's Western Store, Higginsville, Missouri.
It's time to go with United Mosquito and Fly Control's premier fly system for fly control in your barn, providing relief for horses from the stress of fighting flies, and also makes the barn more pleasant for everyone in the barn. Easy, effective, and safe. With United Mosquito and Fly Control, we provide a full service. You as the barn owner don't have to do anything. We go everywhere and take care of everything with our friendly fast service. Call today at 913-558-3814 or email Paul at unitedmosquito.com.
When you're a barrel racer, there are so many things that can bother a horse. Just eliminating the back issues is a huge advantage. I feel like using a CSI saddle pad has given me an advantage over other girls because I know that my horse is feeling good, that saddle's not bothering him. If you're looking for a new saddle pad, invest in a CSI. It's worth the investment.
Missouri, how you doing on a Saturday night? Let's get our hands going. Come on. Oh yeah, let's have a little fun. I want to officially welcome each and every one of you to Kleinschmidt's Championship Rodeo right here in Higginsville, Missouri. And folks, let me tell you something. It is a great night to rodeo, and we have got a great rodeo on tap for you. The Cowboys and Cowgirl.
Welcome back to Better Horses. I am joined today with Sarah Montgomery from Kleinschmidt's Western Store. And so I just want to say welcome to the show. We are so happy to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
I know I personally love shopping here. It's one of my favorite places around. But we just kind of wanted to hear from you today about the store. I want to hear the history. Like, how did this all start?
Sure. So Mr. Kleinschmidt actually started the store in 1969 in a 300 population town of Corder, Missouri, which is just northeast of here. Then he moved into the town of Higginsville. Then he moved out here on the highway, and then we've added on several times since then.
Oh my goodness, and the store is just massive.
30,000 square feet.
Okay, very good. And we have all these beautiful boots behind us. Can you tell people what you can get here at the store? I mean, it's really important to outfit our horses, right? So that they have all the tack that they need, but I think it's really important too to get the cowboys and the cowgirls all ready.
Cowboys, cowgirls, and really just anybody can come here and buy something. So we have roper type boots like what we see here. And then we also have an additional 30,000 boots.
Wow.
For ladies, work boots is a major part of our business, safety toe boots, Western boots, kids boots. And then that's really only a third of the store. So then we have accessories, biker's leather, clothing, jeans, cowboy hats, Carhartt workwear, and a lot of fashion items for the ladies.
Wow, so a little bit of everything.
And if you can't find it at Kleinschmidt's, I don't even know if it exists.
And how can people get, you know, if people are around here, they can swing in, but how can people get items if maybe they don't live around here?
So we always encourage people to stop by just because you have to physically be here to really take in the experience. We have over 250 animal mounts. Wow. It's just one of the things that makes Kleinschmidt's. But you can visit us online at kleinboot.com anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter where you're at.
Sarah, we are really excited because you started this very special thing here. And can you tell everybody what it's all about?
We're having a rodeo.
Wow, that's awesome.
I even had t-shirts made that said, "This is not my first rodeo."
I love that.
This is our second year for the rodeo. IPRA MRCA sanctioned event. It's actually physically here at the store. So fortunately we have the acreage to do it. It's right along the highway, but it's behind the store. And so people can come shop, and then they literally just walk over the hill and riding arena.
That is amazing. What are the different divisions of the rodeo tonight that you're
We have all events.
Okay.
So we have the rough stock events and the time events. And we do it today, and then also we have a Sunday afternoon performance.
That is amazing. And so next year, if somebody wanted to come, what would they need to do? Look you up online?
They just need to visit the IPRA website, see when the event is, and then go from there. Usually call-ins are about a week and a half before the event, and make for sure they get called in to enter the event.
That is awesome. And I know, aren't you doing like a special little youth kind of fun thing before the rodeo starts?
We do the mutton busting, of course. Fan favorite. It's during the pre-show, so we kind of encourage our customers to go out, get settled, check that whole pre-show thing out, and then the rodeo performance will start.
That's amazing. And I know, I'm looking at the time here, don't you have little ones going in the mutton busting?
I do. I have 2 of my 3 kids are mutton busting tonight.
Oh my goodness.
So they've been super excited. We ordered the belt buckles, you know, custom like the rest of the events. And they are determined they are going to win one of those buckles.
Oh my goodness. And I bet they got all their apparel here. I'm just
guessing.
Of
course. Okay. Of course.
All right. Wonderful. Well, we just want to thank you. This is so fun. We're so excited to be a part of this tonight.
Sure. I'm so excited you're here. Thank you.
Number 6 in the world. Come on, let's help you.
Closed captioning has been brought to you by Lina Weaver
and Flat Tail Ranch.
Those of us who devote our lives to the animals we love can recall a kind of dawning. A time when something inside us awoke, like a seed planted deep within us and it taken root and begun to grow. And from that moment on, the path ahead was clear. That one seed set our course and determined who we would be, how we would live, forever connected to the land. We found purpose in these remarkable creatures that depend on us. At Stanley Premium Western Forage, we believe that purpose is what sets us apart and binds us all together. It's why our family built a company dedicated to supporting, enriching, nourishing the animals we all care for and this lifestyle we share. Stanley Premium Western Forage. Grown for the life we love.
Hey, thank you for watching Better Horses. And if you've missed any of our shows, check us out at betterhorses.com, where you can see all our episodes.
You can also follow us on Facebook or listen to any of our podcasts right from your mobile device.
And don't forget our newspaper, coming out 5 times a year.
You're gonna love it.